Hello everybody, Anthony Aniano here from RotoBaller Radio and rotoballer.com with the Week 19 waiver wire for your fantasy baseball season. The week beginning Monday, July 31st. Full disclosure now, just remember we're recording this on Thursday like we always do, so Thursday, July 27th. So numbers can change, stats can change, promotions, demotions, and especially this upcoming weekend, trades can occur. So values can uptick, they could go down a bit. Who knows what could happen? Teams can change for certain players, so forth and so on. So be mindful of that as you're watching this video over the course of the weekend. We use Yahoo roster percentages as our talking points, keeping it at 50% or less availability, according to yahoo.com. And don't forget, head over to rotoballer.com right now. Sign up for Premium Pass, whether it's baseball the rest of the way or the upcoming fantasy football season. Use the promotional code ACES and save at checkout. Whether it's the free content or that premium content, which includes team sync tools, lineup optimizers, sortable rankings, waiver wire, you name it, rotoballer.com has you covered. Like and subscribe right here to the RotoBaller YouTube channel and download the app. It's free, so take advantage of that terrific offer as well. All right, so pitchers to add for Week 19 of the waiver wire, the week beginning Monday, July 31st. And my number one pitcher to add of the week, Christopher Sanchez of the Philadelphia Phillies. Only 17% rostered, available in 83% of Yahoo leagues. And I love his upcoming matchups. Now, he does have a matchup Sunday, so be mindful of this while setting your upcoming waiver wire. Pitches Sunday, July 30th at the Pirates, and then follows that up with a matchup next Friday, August 4th, against the Kansas City Royals. Christopher Sanchez, a terrific spot. If you could get him in on Sunday, get him in. You definitely want him in against the Kansas City Royals next Friday, August 4th. Over his last 2 weeks, 17 innings pitched with 16 strikeouts, about 8.5 Ks per 9 innings, with an ERA of 3.18 and a whip of 0.88. Whip of less than 1, sign me up. I'm intrigued. Now, on the season, he's got 38 strikeouts in 42 1/3 innings pitched, just over 8 Ks per 9. He's got an ERA of 2.98 and a whip of 4.06. But it's the whip that keeps bringing me back to Christopher Sanchez. His whip on the season sits at 0.97, okay? And that's because of a walk rate that's outstanding. 1.28 walks per 9 innings. Batting average against is a measly 219. So Christopher Sanchez doesn't walk people, doesn't give up a ton of hits, and he has upcoming matchups against the Pirates and the Kansas City Royals. Sign me up for Christopher Sanchez of the Philadelphia Phillies as my number one pitcher ad of the week. At number 2, Nick Pivetta of the Boston Red Sox. Now, I mentioned him last week as well, and it was met with skepticism because his next start was against the Atlanta Braves. Well, what did he do? He went out and he handled business against the Atlanta Braves in his last start. 5 innings, 5 strikeouts, no earned runs. A fantastic start by Nick Pivetta. And for a guy who in his last 12 innings has 19 strikeouts and on the season has 100 strikeouts in 81 innings pitched, 11.11 Ks per 9 on the season, 14.25 Ks per 9 over the last 14 days, it's time to start paying attention to Nick Pivetta. Over the last 14 days, those 12 innings, he has not given up an earned run. His whip is at 0.50. On the season, that was just over 11 Ks per 9. He has an ERA of 4.11. xFIP is a little bit lower, so I like that, at 3.97, and the whip is 1.17. What I love about Nick Pivetta on the season, though, he's been tough to hit. That batting average against, even smaller than Christopher Sanchez, his batting average against for Pivetta at 2.03. Now, he's even got 7 wins on the season, so Nick Pivetta pitching well for the Boston Red Sox. He starts Sunday as well, July 30th against the Giants. You want to play it out, see how he does, I understand. His next start after that for next week, Saturday, August 5th is the current schedule against the Toronto Blue Jays. Now, if you're still running scared, that's up to you, but he proved you wrong if you were scared against the Atlanta Braves. So here he is against Toronto. The ability to rack up some strikeouts exists. 5-6 good innings are on the table for Nick Pivetta. At number 3, J.P. France of the Houston Astros. Pivetta, by the way, sorry to cut you off there, J.P. France. Pivetta, only 25% rostered. He's available in 75% of leagues. Back to J.P. France, my number 3 pitcher ad of the week, and the highest rostered pitcher on my list. J.P. France, 41% rostered. Okay? And I'm surprised he's actually that high. Why? Because of the low strikeout rate. Now, he racks up wins. He's got 6 wins on this season, 2 in his last 3 starts. But in his last 18 1/3 innings, only 10 strikeouts. On the season, 84 2/3 innings, only 58 strikeouts. So he's a polar opposite of Nick Pivetta in terms of Pivetta's ERA is higher, but the strikeouts are there. J.P. France doesn't have the strikeouts, 6.17 Ks per 9 on the season. However, it's a 2.87 ERA on the year. So maybe, are you trading strikeouts for a higher ERA in Pivetta? Are you giving up strikeouts for the lower ERA with J.P. France? Now, the funny part about it is when you look at the xFIP, okay, Pivetta's xFIP is 397. J.P. France pitching some good luck potentially with a 4.62 xFIP, significantly higher than that 2.87. But every time I doubt J.P. France, and I did this week, I didn't start him against the Texas Rangers, and he pitched a terrific game against them. He continues to outperform what that xFIP is predicting for him. Batting average against sits at 248, and that whip sits at 1.22. Now, he's got a two-start week coming up. That's why he sits at number 3, and I really do like both matchups for J.P. France. First, Monday the 31st of July against the Cleveland Guardians, and then second, Saturday, August 5th against the New York Yankees. J.P. France will be in lineups because of that upcoming two-start week. At number 4, and this is my reach, so don't get mad at me, but Steven Matz has pitched very well since returning to the St. Louis Cardinals rotation. He's only 9% rostered, so he's a deep dive if you need it. He's available in 91% of leagues. Now, since he's returned to the Cardinals rotation, he's thrown 15 1/3 innings, giving you 16 strikeouts, just over about 9.4 Ks per 9, with an ERA of 2.93 and a whip of 1.11. He's pitched very, very well. On this season, the strikeouts have been there all year. 85 strikeouts and 87 innings pitched. It's 8.79 Ks per 9, matched with just over 3 walks per 9 innings. His ERA sits at 4.34, but that xFIP is 3.92. Now, here's the best part of this. That xFIP, if you believe in those stats, is the lowest xFIP of the 4 pitchers I've mentioned today. Sanchez is at 4.06, and Pivetta is at 3.97. J.P. France is at 4.62. Steven Matz is at 3.92. Okay, a 1.44 whip on the season. Runs a bit high, but it's been lower since his return to the rotation. And his batting average against, though, 2.76. Steven Matz has allowed only 8 hits in his last 11 innings pitched. And in those last 11 innings pitched, does have 12 strikeouts. He pitches Sunday the 30th against the Cubs. Follows that up with a nice matchup Saturday, August 5th against the Colorado Rockies. And my 5th and final pitcher ad of the week, if you need saves, take a look at Arizona with Kevin Ginkel, who's kind of taken over now as the closer for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Now, that could change at the trade deadline. They could bring somebody in. I'm well aware of that. But as we sit right here on Thursday, Kevin Ginkel has the last save on record for the Diamondbacks just 2 days ago on Tuesday, the 25th of July. Okay, in his last 5 innings pitched, 3 strikeouts, 3 saves, an ERA of 1.80. Those 3 saves are the 3 saves he has on the season, and he's gotten them all over the last 14 days in his last 5 innings pitched. On the season, 7.85 Ks per 9 innings, 34 Ks in 39 innings, with about 2.5 walks per 9. ERA sits at 2.31, and the xFIP sits at 3.63. Batting average against those a terrific 2.04. So Kevin Ginkel, unless they make a move at the deadline, in line for more saves down the stretch for a good Arizona Diamondback team. Okay? So to review, my 5 pitcher ads for week 19 of your fantasy baseball season, the week beginning Monday, July 31st. Number 1, Christopher Sanchez, Philadelphia Phillies. Number 2, Nick Pivetta, Boston Red Sox. Number 3, J.P. France, Houston Astros. Number 4, Steven Matz, St. Louis Cardinals. And number 5, relief pitcher Kevin Ginkel, Arizona Diamondbacks. All right, folks. And if you're getting ready for your fantasy football season, don't forget to check out the FFPC, the home of season-long fantasy football. It's been 14 years since the FFPC filled their first league, and they've grown to be one of the league's largest league commissioners. Not a single FFPC league has ever folded, and leagues are forming right now. FFPC has plenty of great slow draft and live draft formats, including best ball drafts as low as $35. Go to rotoballer.com/FFPC, save $25 off your first sign up on the FFPC, and sign up right now. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time right here on RotoBaller Radio.